New York's first African-American mayor, David Dinkins, he's released a book on his life. In it, Dinkins claims he barely won in '89 and then barely lost in '93. And he said he did lose because of the color of his skin. Dinkins sat down with our own Dominic Carter. Dominic?
Well, Richard, former Mayor David Dinkins, believe it or not, is now 86 years old. Dinkins is speaking from the heart, and he's also speaking race as he promotes his book titled A Mayor's Life.
I was born in 1927. I come from the up through the Depression and the days of Jim Crow. And those officers, black officers in the Marine Corps later, in the Army even then, they would say, you don't have to respect me, but you respect these bars. And they may not have wanted to salute a black officer, but you did. Well, I sort of felt that way. I am the mayor of the greatest city in the world. You may not like me, you may not respect me, but damn it, you must respect this office.
The mayor normally doesn't use that type of language. Richard, he sat down with us, and today he's going to talk politics, and on Monday, more specifically about his book. Dinkins says he likes Democratic nominee for mayor of New York City, Bill de Blasio, but says the mayor's job this time around will be very difficult with so many union contracts up for negotiation and with every union demanding retroactive pay. Mr. Mayor, first of all, it's very nice to see you tonight. You look fantastic.
It's good to see you again, buddy.
Thank you. Number one, I have the book in front of me. I've been reading it with great fascination. A Mayor's Life, Your Life. Why did you decide to write it?
Well, a lot of friends have been after me, pressuring me for a long time. None the least of them Len Riggio, who owns Barnes & Nobles. And he's done a foreword in the book. And he and others, Bill Lynch, who has gone to his reward now, they have been after me for some time to give my version, because as you of the media know, the current history, current recordings at least, is not always the same as what the historians will write later. And the historians, really, they get a lot of their material from the current contemporary writings in the press. And I've read too often things like, let's don't return to the crime-ridden days when Dinkins was mayor. Well, when Dinkins was mayor, crime dropped more quickly than it has ever. And sure, there was a lot of crime on January the 1st, 1990, when I took office, but that was from the day before, when Ed Koch was mayor on December 31st, 1989. And our Safe Streets, Safe City program, community policing, helped reduce crime greatly. And then ultimately, I had the same police commissioner that is in office today, Ray Kelly.
What do you make of the fact, Mr. Mayor, that Bill de Blasio did better in African-American communities than Bill Thompson did?
I don't know the answer to that. I supported Bill Thompson the first time he ran against Mike, and he did far better than everybody thought he was going to do. He lost by 4 to 5 points, which of course means half of that. If you lose by 4 points, it means if you take 2 from the winner and give them to the loser, they're even. So I supported him again this last time when he lost to de Blasio. I might add, de Blasio worked in our administration. He was one of those recruited by Bill Lynch, and I like him a lot. His wife was in our speech writing and press office. And that's where they met and fell in love, got married, and 2 wonderful children. No one will ever forget the ads that de Blasio used with his son Dante with the big, beautiful afro. So I think that the city's in good hands. However, right now, it's enormously difficult for anyone to be mayor. There is something in the neighborhood of 150 separate contracts that have expired. And the
unions.
Right. They will want not only increases, they'll want it to be retroactive. And we're not flush in money, so it's a difficult time to be mayor.
Mr. Mayor, if you will assess the Bloomberg years, and in your opinion, what's the biggest problem that the city is facing right now?
Well, I think the biggest problem has to do with education. If we don't educate our young people, there is no salvation, really. And I maintain that we owe our young people, we have an obligation to see to it that they can achieve their potential. And but if we instead have an attitude of, oh well, they can't learn anyway, and such as that, then it's a defeatist notion that is very, very harmful. The next mayor is going to, among other things, is going to have to find a way to generate some revenue. Mike Bloomberg did a wonderful job in a few areas. Take smoking. Who would have believed that he could have done what he did? But he did. Every mayor, going back a long time, has sought to get control of the education system. We were not able to do it, but Mike did. And it doesn't mean things are perfect in that area, but he did. And the next mayor coming in has that advantage. I wish that Mayor Bloomberg had expended the same energy and zeal in getting what they call a commuter tax.
What was in your words, your biggest mistake as mayor?
Well, I suppose I should have sooner said to the police brass in Crown Heights, whatever you guys are doing, it ain't working, damn it, get it together. And then they did. Now, the police department of New York is the best in the world at controlling riot situations. They did not on that occasion. I was blamed for holding back the police and permitting Jews to be attacked by blacks. That was not true. It never happened. I gave no such direction, nor did anyone else in authority. So I would, I'd have to say that that was a tragic circumstance. The death of Yankel Rosenbaum and the death of Gavin Cato, I could not have prevented. But we didn't have to have that riot situation.
Your take on President Obama, you and him share this in common. You were the first black mayor of New York. He's the first African-American, first black president of the country. Do you think that he is experiencing racism?
Well, I don't know that it's racism, but I can tell you that they have said, Republicans, the Tea Party people particularly, have said at the very beginning that their object was to embarrass him, to defeat him. They would impeach him if they could. I don't say it's because of race, but for sure, that's how they feel. That's how they behave. You know, I often say that being mayor of the city of New York is the greatest job in the world. It's better than being mayor of any city anywhere in the world. It's better than being governor of any state, including New York State. And I say the only job that's better is the one Obama has. But the way they've been treating him lately in Washington, I'm not too sure about that.
Now, on Monday, Richard, Dinkins goes after, now he may be mild-mannered, but he goes after the man that replaced him, Rudy Giuliani, accusing Giuliani of nearly starting a riot at City Hall. Richard?
A couple things. On the political side, how quickly they forget. Bill Thompson, close. At least he stayed with him. I mean, Al Sharpton left him before the primary was over. But interesting how quickly they move on. Even at 86, He moved right back to Bill Thompson.
He's still smooth, and he's moved on to the next mayor, pointing out that they met during his administration as mayor of New York. You know, I didn't want to say it, but quite a few relationships started under the Dinkins tenure. I'll leave that one alone.
Real quickly, the Crown Heights thing, interesting. The acknowledgement that he would have wished he had handled it differently.
Right. He's saying that he didn't do anything wrong, that his police commissioner, Lee Brown, dropped the ball. Lee Brown won't comment on it.
The commissioner's still a reflection of the mayor.
Of course.
All right, Dominic. And again, part 2 on Monday here, Dominic's 101 with the mayor. Okay, when we come back, we got the inside scoop about an exciting new film festival right here in our own backyard. We'll tell you more about that after this.